A little over 7 years ago, I introduced to you a very simple tapering jig that you could use with a table saw, and you could set it up in minutes to be able to do the tapering that you need to do for your project. Now that video has accumulated over 164,000 views. Now this video has also accumulated over 5,000 likes and well over 600 comments. So it has been a very popular video. And today I'm going to introduce to you a newly upgraded tapering jig for the table saw that you can obtain from Banggood, and it's the Enjoywood product. And I think that you're going to find this very interesting because it is still very simple, but yet it does have some very nice features to it. To begin the assembly of this sled, we're going to start with the back side. Now it has these two strips, and these are plastic strips that has a self-adhesive backing on it that we're going to put onto each side of this sled. Now they call this an anti-slip strips to be able to put onto the bottom of the sled. But what it really does is allow you to move the sled, and it will slide on these strips rather than on the full surface of the plywood. And that actually is a real advantage. To put on this strip is very straightforward. You're just going to peel this strip back, and I'm going to place it right on this side and rub it down in position so that there's no wrinkles. And I'll just peel back some more of this section and repeat the process. Now this strip is just a little bit longer than the board itself, and actually that's a good thing, because I'm going to put this piece down, I'll put the other strip on the other side, and then I want to press it down and make sure that it sticks really good to this board. From there, I'll just take a utility knife and cut off the excess. And I'm going to trim it flush to the edge of the plywood. Now I'm going to deviate from the instructions because the next step, it asks to install that bottom chute, which is the slot that goes on the table saw. The problem is, if you don't adjust that first, you're going to end up having to take it off of the sled, adjust it, and put it back on. So I'm going to adjust it first, and then I'm going to put it onto the tapering jig on that plywood bed. Now the one thing I want to point out is they did not include the 2 Allen wrenches that you're going to need to be able to adjust this. You're going to need one just to verify that this bottom ring is actually tight. And I'll do that right now. And yes, it's good and tight. And there's one on the other end, and it's good and tight. But as far as the rest of these, this is what we're going to need to adjust to be able to see how it will ride in this track and make sure that there is no side-to-side motion. And basically, to adjust this, all we need to be able to do is tighten these screws. Now it has that little black washer, if you will, that is made so that you can rotate it to be able to provide the necessary tension on this slide. So as I'm tightening these screws, I'm going to adjust this ring and turn it to make it where it does not catch and allows this slide bar to be able to move easily. Once I have all these in position, I can tighten these screws down, test it, and make sure that it slides smoothly. So that now slides real well. No side-to-side motion, so this is good. Now I can take this chute or this guide rail and actually attach it to that plywood base. Now this is the top side of this sled because you have your tape measure here, and this will actually go onto the bottom. But what I wanted to show you is this is pre-drilled and tapped for these various slots. Now the interesting thing about it is you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but they provided 4 screws. So I'm going to see if I've got 2 more screws to go ahead and put in this. And the other thing in the instructions, it says use a Phillips screwdriver. Obviously that is a hex head, and they do provide the Allen wrench to be able to put these in. So I'm going to see if I've got 2 more screws like this, and I'm going to put them in. Now this screw is an M6, is 20 millimeters long, and I think I have some of these. I have all these organized, and here is my M620, and I can just grab 2 more And these are the metal screws, and of course, if I wanted to, I could use the plastic ones, but I want to stick with the metal on this case. Now I did check the box to make sure that there were no loose screws inside the box, and there were none. So for whatever reason, they only shipped the 4 screws, and quite frankly, that would probably be adequate. But because I had the 6 slots, I went ahead and added the 2 additional screws, so I have all 6 positions filled. Now what I'm going to do is just slip this underneath. I'll pull this back, put it right in here, and I'll set this up and align it with the holes. Then I can just drop that down in there. And I don't want to tighten this tight right now. I just want it loosely in here. I don't need to worry about the placement of this yet. When we take this over to the table saw, I'll make that final adjustment, and then I'll be able to tighten these screws down and to be able to hold it in place. This track has been adjusted so it slides on the table saw. I have it mounted with the 6 screws, and of course I've added my own screws for the additional 2 that were not included in the package. Now we do have 2 threaded inserts here, and that is for the handles. So I'll screw those in. So now we have the handles installed. Next is time to add this blue T-track, and these clamps are already pre-assembled, but you will need to take off this bottom slider, and it will need to slide. It'll slide into the end just like that. Then I'll just simply attach that back and tighten it. And I'll do the same thing with the other one. I'll loosen this up. Slide it into the end. And then take this and screw it back in. With the 2 hold-down clamps installed, I now need to be able to install this T-track to this base. And I have these 2 knobs with this little T-nut at the bottom. So I'm just going to unscrew this, and this is very similar to what I use on many of the different projects. Slide the T-nut in. Drop that on. We'll slip on the metal washer. We'll put on the plastic washer. And we'll tighten this down. So now I'm going to bring this over, and we'll put this right down into the track on the table saw. And now I can adjust that guide. Now I want to be able to adjust the distance from the blade to the edge of this plywood. And to begin with, let's get this out of the way, and I'm just going to temporarily tighten it down. Now this movement works really well going backwards and forwards because we tightened this. In the instructions it said, test this now, and if you need to adjust it, take it off and make the adjustment and put it back on, which made no sense at all. So what I'm going to do is adjust the distance from this blade to the edge of this plywood. But if I slide this down, it actually gets closer. So this is going to need to move this direction. Now I don't want this saw blade to actually touch and cut into this. So what I'm going to actually do is use a thin strip to be able to slip down in between here, and this is a 2mm strip. You can make whatever adjustment that you want, but I'm going to keep it at a 2mm distance from the edge of that plywood. That looks real good right there. So I'll tighten that down, and then I'm going to slide it all the way down to the other end. And then I'll do the same thing. I'm going to slide this over till it just touches that little thin strip, and then I'll tighten it down. And that will give me a 2mm separation from the edge of the blade to the edge of this plywood. And I think that is going to work real well. So I'm happy with that. I have this screw tight. I'll tighten these other screws now. And now we're actually ready to be able to test our tapering jig. Now I know one of the first questions that you guys are going to ask is, can you set this up on the other side of the saw blade? Well, yes you can, and I'm going to do that right now. So if you do not want to have your sled working on the left side of the saw blade, you can switch it and go the other direction. So I'm going to take this and turn it around, and we're going to put it back in, and we're going to make the adjustment one more time. So I'm going to take my Allen wrench, loosen up these screws again, now I can use my thin strip again. Now if you want to be able to move this over and actually touch the edge of the plywood, that is actually up to you, but I want to be able to protect this edge, so that's why I'm setting this up with a thin strip. So I'm going to set that right there, bring this over until it touches. And I need to loosen this up a little bit more. One of these screws is tight. Yeah, that one's a little tight. So I now have that set. I'll tighten this one, leave these two loose. We'll slide this down. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'll bring that over till it just touches the blade. And we'll tighten this down. So yes, you can set this up on either side of the blade that you want. Now I want to tighten these two screws. This first one's already tight. So now I can use it from this side. Now it does have a stop down here that the wood sits in, so we will need to change this around. We'll swing this around this way, put it back on. We'll put our washers back on. And there we go. Now we're ready to go. We can make the adjustment. And we can set this up now any way that we want it to be able to cut our tapers. So let's get a piece of plywood. We'll test it out and see how it works. To be able to test this out, I'm just going to use a piece of plywood. We'll slip it in here. We'll bring it down to this stop right here. And then I'm going to start to taper right about in this location. So I'll tighten this down, tighten this end down. So now if I wanted to make multiple tapers, I could do that repeatable one after the other. But we're going to start there. I am going to clamp this down. Put that right in there. That'll hold it in place. So now the material is actually secure and it's not going to move. Now I'll raise the blade height up to where it will cut all the way through the material. And we're ready to do this first test cut. That is absolutely perfect. And if I want to be able to set this up where it's repeatable, I would just pull this piece out and drop another piece in. So that gives a real nice taper, and you can do any angle that you want. Now if I want to do the same taper on the other side, I just flip this over and I clamp this down in place here, tighten it down, but you see this gap. I can take this piece and slide it in, and that way it'll keep this material secure so it will not slide in. And then we'll just tighten it down again. That looks good, that looks good, we're all tight. And now I can make the second cut and create the same exact taper. Now we have the leg tapered on both sides. And these two pieces are identical. Well, that's another really nice thing that you can do with this tapering jig. Taper the leg on both sides, or whatever project that you're working on, to be able to use this clamping mechanism, which holds the wood very secure and stable. Having this tapering jig in the shop, I think is going to be a real advantage. It's going to allow me to be able to do the setup and then be able to do multiple cuts, one after the other, and that actually will save time. Because now I have the fence on there, with it's easy to set up, literally 2 knobs to put it in place, and I've got the ability to clamp it down. And that secures the workpiece in place so it's not going to move, and it's safe to be able to cut. So you can cut this flat plywood, you can cut table legs, you can cut really just about anything that you can imagine where you need to be able to have that taper. And I've actually shown you that you can taper one piece of material on both sides, and you can do it safely. Now, if you found this video useful, I would certainly appreciate you taking the opportunity to hit that little subscribe button right down there and the bell notification. But more importantly than that, I would really like to be able to drive the algorithms, and to do that, I need you to be able to share this with some of your like-minded fellow woodworkers out there and let them take a look at this tapering jig. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this jig, and if it would be something that's useful in your shop. I'll also leave a link in the description below so that you can take a look at this and see if this is something that you'd want to add into your shop. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video today, and I look forward to seeing you real soon in the next video. Oh, and by the way, take a look at some of these videos right up here. I think you'll find them interesting. So for now, I'm going to say bye-bye to everyone, and I'll see you real soon in the next video.